Alrighty. Okay. Here we are trying again to be able to bring you out to the bush. This is one of the things that I wanted to do all year, and we're finally seemingly just getting into the groove of being able to take you on little medicine walks. So there's lots of things that we could do, lots of things that I want to be able to do. Whoa, freaky. Look at that. The poison ivy, Nimkiwak, is so high. I was like at my hip level. Oh, cool. A little spring peeper. Hee hee hee. So yeah, I want to show you, take you for a walk here on the Fleming trails. I want to really focus on the Fleming trails. I got a lot of footage from Manitoulin. It's going to take a while for me to get through that. But I wanted to bring you to the trails at Fleming Sutherland campus, and then also in other spots around Peterborough. So other parks, Marcus Burnham and places like that. Oh, cool. So yeah, I just want to be able to come for a cruise here, show you different things, whatever sort of catches my eye. It's a really, really beautiful place. It's probably one of my favorite forests. Oh, look at this. Perfect time too. Oh, look at that, it just fell right off. That's exactly, look at all those seeds. You know who grabs all these seeds is Kunkse, chipmunk, is gonna grab all those seeds and eat them, bring them home, eat them and digest them and destroy them. But not too many of them coming to hang out here. You can see these seed pods are still pretty good. So ants actually have to take care of these seeds. I don't know if they could be sown directly. I've always just dropped them right there. But yeah, very, very important. One of my favorite things to do when we're cruising around the bush, grabbing all of these. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that I hit myself with a vice grip. But yeah, you could take all these little seed pods and squish them, and all those little seeds pop out, and then you know, that's how the plant spreads around. So trilliums, it's actually really important to be doing this because trilliums have a very important role in our food systems. This plant is super special to us, and especially to those fishermen. One of the coolest things I've ever heard anybody ever say regarding plants and regarding plant knowledge is that there's a creature. Every plant has a special relationship to a different creature. So that's all of the different trees, all of the different plants, all of the mosses. Every little plant that's out here has a special relationship with somebody else. Like cats and catnip. We probably understand that one, which is kind of hilarious. But there's so many others too, like there's a medicine that's really good for that moose are obsessed with, and that you could actually use these plants to take advantage of that creature's relationship to that particular food or plant, and essentially, I guess what that word is describing is baiting them. Oh, I'm getting chewed up. But yeah, you could bait them, and it's a really neat thing. There's another one. Actually, I could probably find it right here because it's all over the place. It's called Mgizibak. Mgizibak is a broad-leaved aster. If I see it later, I'll show you. But that one has a really special relationship with deer. And we've actually worked with students at Frost Campus, Fleming Frost Campus, to be able to give them the tools they needed to be able to utilize that medicine to attract deer a lot easier and be more successful with that harvest. But oh, ever bright. The trilliums, though, the reason why trilliums are so important and why fishermen are very fond of this, if fish are part of your food that you need, a gift that you have, this plant gives you the ability to tap into the underwater world, all of the different fish, all of the different creatures underwater. Just like with moose and with deer, with these animals, one of the plants that has to be a part of that, in order for that medicine to work, you have to have pearly everlasting. Boss Sivagak, I think most people call that one. It has to be there. If it's not there, it doesn't work. So we had a bunch of the students at Frost who were utilizing this method during their hunting season, and they were able to understand that it just didn't work the same but when there was pearly everlasting in the mix of that smoke medicine, then it worked perfectly. So just like pearly everlasting gives you the ability to sort of use that method and attract all these other creatures, so does this one, the trillium monocon, to be able to attract all of the underwater world. So all of your different fish. So you use these roots to wash your nets with, and whatever species of plant that you use in addition to that will determine what species of fish you have in your net. So there's some species to attract muskie, there's some for rainbow trout, there's some for whitefish, there's some for sturgeon. There's all these different types of plants that have a special relationship to those fish, and but it all means nothing if you have no trilliums. Trilliums gives you access, unlocks that whole underwater world, and so it's very important for us to be utilizing that, using and utilizing that medicine. So it's very important for us to be making sure the seeds are spreading. Oh, a wood frog. Oh, cool. My daughter's gonna be jealous. I always want to get her to come here, but she doesn't like the mosquitoes. Neither do I. But oh well. Yeah, so trilliums, they could take sometimes 20 or even 40 years before they will flower. So it takes forever. They're really old plants. If you ever see them flowering, you could guarantee that they're a certain age, unless sometimes, you know, conditions are absolutely perfect and you know, it can flower a little bit earlier. But yeah, whoa, this poison ivy is real big. Oh, some boletes. Okay, gotta focus. What was I saying now? Oh yeah, trilliums, they're real old. When you go to pick the roots too, I don't want to pick any of the roots here. There's too much poison ivy. I'll end up grabbing poison ivy roots. Last time I did that was real bad. Just before my wedding. Anyway, the trillium roots, when you pick them, the stem leaves a scar on the root every year that it's growing. And so just like the rings of a tree, you could take a trillium root and you could essentially age it, figure out how long it's been around. But the problem is that on trilliums, you can't really find the origin. The oldest part of the root, the beginning parts, they're all rotten. And so generally when we pick the trilliums, the roots are, you know, 80 to maybe 150 years old. So they're averaging to be pretty old. But the reality is, though, you cannot find the origin. The origin of the root is just rotten. But if you can sort of judge and sort of just see how long of a rotten piece there is, you could sort of get a better idea. And when we do that, especially in my community where we've done it, the trillium plants are older than the trees that the forest, the trees of the forest that it's in. So they're super old. Whenever we're walking through the forest, whenever you're walking through, you're checking stuff out, it's really easy to sort of, I don't know how to say, I don't know, just walk. But it's a really neat perspective to have, to be able to go through this forest and understand that everything in here is super, super old. All of our roots are very, very old. For the most part, these plants, a lot of these plants are outdating the trees that are here. They've watched generations of trees go up and down. That's a pretty neat idea to have, because we think of plants as being just up and down every year and very young parts of the forest, but the reality is that they're quite old. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff. The ranunculus buttercups. Oh, there's so much mosquitoes. My hands are already real hot. Ugh. I hope you guys can hear this cicadas singing away. Be cool to catch one. Then my daughter would be very jealous. Cicadas, we call them dissawe, and that's talking about their role. What we say is super cute. I heard it when I went to work in Jibasing, in Shishigwani. One of their community members told me that this is dissawe, and his role is to paint the berries. And so it's kind of neat when you hear that bug start to sing. That's when all of the when all the berries start to ripen. So it's a pretty good sign of what time of the year or what season it is. And it exists for so many different things. Different flowers that come into bloom will signal different events, different jobs that are happening. Like one that passed kind of recently is wild roses. When wild roses bloom, that's when the bark is separated from the tree. When it's easy to go get your birch bark or all of your medicinal bark, that's the time to do it. And so you keep an eye out for all these different changes, all these different periods. You could keep an eye on the calendar of doings. Look at all these mosquitoes. Can you see those? Holy man, it's just thick in here. Crazy. Geez, I'll wear gloves next time. Oh, dog strangling vine. I should pull it. Look, there's too much bugs. Yeah, okay. So, let me see if I could find another nice one for you guys. Should I go on the lower trail or the higher trail? Lower usually means more bugs, so I'll stay up here. I came here, check out lots of birds earlier this year. Oh, look at that. Look at the bloodroot. That's a good medicine. Sanguinaria canadensis, or squeegee-vick, or bloodroot. Look at all those mosquitoes. Whoa. Probably can't even see them. Yeah, this one right there. That's a good one.